So, Joe, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Strobe Talbot. Thanks to Brookings, and a special thank you to Bob Kagan for orchestrating and inspiring this event today. I am really honored to have been asked to introduce Senator Marco Rubio, a rising star in the next generation of America's foreign policy leaders. Marco came to the Senate at a moment in our history when America was looking inward, focused on our economic woes. It would have been very easy for him in that political climate to have given attention only to domestic issues. And I would guess that many people advised him to do exactly that, including probably a media consultant or pollster or two. But instead, Marco sought membership, as Strobe has said, on the Senate Foreign Relations and Intelligence Committees, and has devoted much of his time and energy to foreign policy and national security. He has not done so because there are votes to be gained, but because of his steadfast belief in the importance of American leadership in the world and his understanding of how much that leadership determines our security and well-being here at home. Marco Rubio's foreign policy is principled, patriotic, and practical. It grows, I believe, from his own life's journey from tyranny to freedom, but also from his dedicated study of history and contemporary challenges. His foreign policy, as I've come to know it, puts him in a proud bipartisan tradition that links together our greatest Republican presidents like Ronald Reagan and our greatest Democratic presidents like Harry S. Truman. It is a tradition that recognizes that America is defined not by the land under our feet or even by the blood in our veins, but by our founding values, first among them being freedom and equality of opportunity, whose promotion and protection will always be our first national purpose. It is a foreign policy tradition that is bipartisan and idealistic, and recognizes that there is evil in the world, that we should not be afraid to call it by its name, that we have enemies who cannot be negotiated into peace, but must be confronted with our strength. And it is a bipartisan foreign policy tradition that recognizes that the survival of liberty and prosperity in our country ultimately depends on the expansion of liberty and prosperity throughout the world. In word and deed, Marco Rubio has become a leading advocate for freedom fighters and political dissidents throughout the world, from Venezuela to Iran, from Syria to North Korea. You can regularly find him on the floor of the Senate speaking out for those whom dictators seek to silence. At a moment when America faces many serious challenges, both here at home and throughout the world, and when it has become fashionable to suggest that our best days are behind us and we ought to pull back, Senator Rubio brings to the public arena a contagious personal optimism and an abiding and patriotic faith in America's destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Senator Marco Rubio of Florida.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Senator Lieberman. You know, one of the best things about working in the Senate is the opportunity to learn and to know from colleagues whose statesmanship is an example for the rest of us. In my brief time in the Senate, I've had the chance to get to know Joe Lieberman and learn from him. He represents a view of America's role in the world and the tradition of democratic leaders like Franklin Roosevelt and Harry Truman, through John F. Kennedy and Scoop Jackson. In my every experience with him, it's been evident that Joe Lieberman is a statesman who takes positions on every important national issue because he believes they best serve our country's interests and values. So thank you, Joe, for your introduction, and more importantly, thank you for your example. I'm privileged to serve with you. I want to thank Brookings for